bad. This is completely severed. That pole's crooked. It's our power pole. Completely crooked to the house. Yeah, this wire is usually not this low. Oh, now I can see. You can see that silver wire is completely disconnected. This tree, yeah, that's seen better days. There's a little bit of, it's not too bad. This isn't too bad. This area I've been cleaning out brush for. We got a couple things over here. Oh yeah, that's completely covered yard. Huh. Just completely covered. And there's a dead branch there. There's several down right there. Our power line goes from the pole all the way down to the street. So it's very easy to get disconnected with bad winds. This isn't too bad, but you can just see the carnage on the yard. Branch there. 90 to 100 mile an hour winds will take out everything. A little bit of carnage here, a little bit more over here. You can see the neighbors' pile of brush in their driveway. And then there's some brush here, some brush right in front of me. And then more on the hillside right there. That's from the tree up on the hill. We'll go up there in a second. This tree is completely dismantled mainly. This is all carnage from that. Obviously I wasn't here, so my truck's fine. I was at work. You've got this tree is, it's not too bad. I've seen worse. That tree up there is not great. Let's see if we can get through this carnage. Oh, maybe not. Did that fall? That fell there. Huh. Our burn pit is right here somewhere that we use to burn, which we're gonna need a lot of burning. There's a kind of the property line between ours and our neighbors, but that's a lot of carnage right there. Today's August 10th, 2020. Had a windstorm, if you will, excess of 100 miles an hour winds. Looks like that branch is still attached up there at the tree. Huh. We'll have to get a tree service in here to, everybody will. That's pretty tore up there. This tree's pretty tore to shreds too. I'm sure the phone doesn't do great lighting on when I point in the sky, but there's a branch there hanging on by a thread. You can see that right there dismantled. So, gonna have a lot of trees to cut down. Nothing really on the house. You can see on the garage there, there's a little bit over there, but nothing, there's no damage to the house because all the trees that fell are nowhere near the house. My sister was at work and I was at work, so there's no cars damaged. Neighbors have a carport, no damage to that. Here's a big branch here next to me. And a bunch down here by the dogs area. But, another branch there. No power. Probably won't have power tonight. It's about 7 o'clock. I don't think there'll be power tonight. Not too bad over here with these trees, because there's a lot of trees over here. That's not dead. It just looks like it, I don't know, the branch is just bent downward. There's a little bit of carnage here. This is all brush. This is all an open field over here. This is all not even our property, but there's not much there. There's trees, obviously, but they look to be in pretty good shape. Not too bad up here. There's a little bit of stuff right there. Overall, gonna be a lot of cleanup. Gonna take several weeks to clean this up because we have about 3/4 of an acre of land. So, just this branch alone right next to me will take, it won't take that long. But I do have a battery-powered chainsaw, but the problem is no power, can't charge it, the battery. So we already used it up, the battery. So it's just carnage. But yeah, because that branch is just hanging on by a thread. I bet you if I pull on it, it'll fall. No, but it's halfway disconnected up there. Hey, there's a black cat. Yeah, because That's on there still, but see if I can zoom in. Yeah, it's on there, but it's also not on there at the same time. Huh. Hey. This tree's not doing great here. I mean, it's all over the place. Luckily, this tree is, you can see my truck there. That's where I usually park, so you can see the carnage that would have happened if my truck would have been parked there. Because you can see the neighbor's tree too. This is just, 6 to 10 feet in the air stuff. I mean, this is huge stuff. I wouldn't know how to, this is just, you can kind of see the size of the branches and stuff, but this is huge stuff. And the neighbors have got a bunch there. They got a pile in their driveway right there. You can kind of see that. And the tree in the distance clearly severed, or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of carnage here. I don't think we'll have power for, probably to less than a night. Maybe they'll get it back up tomorrow, but even if they get it online in our area, you're still gonna have trouble because of the fact that our power line got somewhat severed. Let's take a look at that again. And you can see those dead bushes there. I've been meaning to get to those, cut those down. Yeah, of course they're fine. Yeah, I don't want to go that way. The power line's too low to the ground. And that's obviously a hot wire. You can just see because it looks like my dad must have chainsawed some of this stuff because it looks like it's been cut. But, so you can kind of see there that wire's sticking up. Ooh, there's our fingers on the way. But there's that. I don't know if that's the actual line or not. I don't think so. I think the line is good. But again, there's a tree. This tree right here that's severed is on the line about halfway down because it goes diagonally down the hill to the street. There you can see the line right there. That should be about, I don't know, 5 feet higher in the air than where it is. But you got this tree right here this tree's doing fine. But when stuff falls on it, it gets, puts pressure on it. Looks like a lot of this down here fell down too. Used to be a lot of brush right here. But you can see there's a second line. I actually don't know what that one is, but this one right here that's right next to me is the power line. But kind of hard to tell what's going on here. There's usually about 3 or 4 trees over here. I can move that branch, but it would probably hit the power line. I don't want to touch it. It's hot. I mean, you just assume if a wire's there, it's hot. So, yeah. And unfortunately, that tree fell into 2 other trees. But a lot of this is these are just brush trees, meaning they just grew because this used to be a brush area. They never got cut down. So, yeah, I thought this, and the bad thing is I just trimmed this tree on Saturday, so this is Monday. So, kind of unfortunate, but we'll get this one cleared out. I'll come and cut it with a chainsaw, but could be worse, I guess. The pole's a little crooked too, actually. It looks like, is it still in the ground in the right spot? Yeah, it's crooked though. It looks funny, but you can probably hear the sirens in the background, chainsaws in the background. So, alright. Well, we'll see if it picked up any of my audio. Don't know. Don't record on an iPhone very often, so. Got more brush here. And it's hard because look, there's no trees here. There's not a tree within 25 feet. Besides this one right here behind me, but it doesn't even look like, maybe it is from that tree. But that's the bad thing with having trees. It wasn't a tornado, which is good, but I haven't seen tornadoes around here in my lifetime. So, but we do have tornadoes, but they don't ever usually hit our house because we're in the city. But, I mean, that branch is hanging. I don't know why. Oh, it is disconnected up there. You can see it right there sticking out. That's disconnected to an extent. Severed a little bit. So, what? Just don't know. So, we don't own a generator, so we are without power. Not really ever been an option. This is the only time you'll really be without power. Is just a major storm like this that cuts power lines because of trees falling. but you're also not going to cut down all the trees in the area. I mean, you can see this area is heavily populated with trees, so it's going to happen every now and then. It's the first one in several years, so it is what it is. I would say this is more, anything with wind is more dangerous than a tornado, because tornado is only so wide and so, you know, it can only cover so much range. You know, it can only be, let's say it's a mile in like diameter. 90-mile-an-hour winds, I mean, these were, you know, a good hour north of us and an hour south of us, so they tore through a lot of places. I haven't been able to see anything on social media because everything's down, but at least you can make calls, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big size thing right there, you can see. But again, most of these, and we live on hills, so everything's on a hill. So imagine if this one fell right here, this one would have fallen into the house, because most likely because of the way it's angled and how tall it is. Oh, actually part of it is severed up there. I didn't see that. Oh, wow. That's not good. So, got things I'm just finding out now. I'll have to get that branch on the roof at some point. It's not going to damage anything sitting there, so we'll leave it for now. We got bigger fish to fry. Looks like this tree got a little bit of issues. This is like a berry tree of some sort. They're not edible berries, I should say. They're poisonous, but they're there. Well, at least my bushes are doing good. Well, I wouldn't call them bushes at this point, but they're all standing, which is good because I keep those alive every year. But quick little video here. I'm not gonna be able to upload it until whenever I can get power, but we'll get it uploaded.